Hey everyone, welcome to Vicarious Gaming. This is a new channel that we're starting as a gaming couple. My name is Jen, and I'm often too anxious to play the games that I want to play.
And I'm Steven, and I just like to dive headfirst into any new thing that interests me. So this is our way of sharing things that we're interested in together.
I will be gaming vicariously, and I would love it if you would come along for the ride.
So today we are going to be playing Doom Eternal. This is it's my favorite game of all time right now. I really like the combat, and I think they did a lot of interesting things with the design. And so we're gonna play through at least the main campaign and talk about decisions that developers made. Okay, so let's, without further ado, let's get into it. Um, Loading in, and we're gonna start a new campaign. I prefer to play the game on Nightmare, but honestly, I think Ultra Violence is probably the ideal fun zone for the game. But play whatever you want. Here we go. Hell on Earth, level 1.
Evil that hell can conjure. All the wickedness that mankind can produce.
So to start out, one of the things that I kind of like about this game as a small detail is all of these cutscenes are rendered in the engine, which is a technical achievement in and of itself, but it also makes it kind of fun because you can see the skins that you have in every single cutscene, and it can kind of, if you want to make it a serious cutscene, you can do that, or you could have a rainbow unicorn skin and go with that,
I do like this cutscene.
I'm lukewarm on it a little bit, honestly. So Doom 2016, the game that came out previous to this, was aggressively not story focused. They kind of had a bare bones story there, and you could find codex entries and things to expand the story if you wanted to. And to their credit, in this game, there's much more story, but you can see whenever I move my mouse, the hold R button to skip comes up. Almost every cutscene in the game is skippable if you do want to play it in that way of just, I don't care about the story, I just care about the gameplay, because it's really what this particular game is about. The story's a nice touch, but the gameplay is what people come here for. Oh, that intro music. Here we go.
When that Doom Eternal soundtrack hits.
Good, we can rehash that meme again.
We can date ourselves. That's always good for content creation.
Super good, super good. Alright, and oh, it took a bit longer than I thought it would. I usually skip all the cutscenes myself because I've seen them a lot. And here we go, though. Playing the feud. Let's go!
Just right into it. There's exploding bodies.
Yes, yes, yes. So, Eternal is a very gamey game, if that makes sense. There's a lot of kind of tooltips that come up and little tutorials that you'll see. So this introduces us to glory kills, which are these canned animations that when enemies get low, you go in, you push a button, or melee button, and you do some kind of execution. The important thing about glory kills is, as it says on the screen, using glory kills always drops health. So it's a key part of playing the game in the way that the developers intended. It's a theory that they call push forward combat. And here's another thing that makes that push forward combat happen: the chainsaw. Similar glory kills give you health, chainsaw gives you ammo. And so, oh, I'm out of ammo, and chainsaw. Chainsaw. And chainsaw. And there's a lot of little tutorial levels that are kind of sprinkled through the first 3 levels of the game, I want to say, that are just kind of helping you learn what tools you have, because this doesn't play like other shooters. It doesn't play like a Halo or Call of Duty. Secrets to explore.
Yeah, I think this is the kind of stuff that makes it seem like a gamey game. Like you said to me, the secrets, the goofy animation when you do the glory kill, like where their head goes into their ribs.
Yes, that is one of my favorites. Alright, so we got weapon upgrades. Here we go. So this is kind of running through the tutorial for the weapons. I prefer sticky bombs for my first upgrade. The other one is a full auto shotgun, which personally I think is a little lackluster. We'll talk about that a little more as time goes on once I actually pick up the mod. But sticky bombs, can't go wrong with sticky bombs.
Oof.
And this is the first big combat encounter for the game. Most of the combat in this game takes place in these large arena-based fights, where you come inside, the door locks, and oh man, I'm actually not doing great. You come inside, the door locks, and then you just have to kill everything until sorry, you kill everything, and then the doors open again, and you can carry on with your life.
With your slaying, your ripping and tearing.
If it's not obvious at this point, this is very casual, very unscripted. So we'll try to not mess up our talking too much, but I don't speak very well personally.
And I already said I was anxious, so you know that's that's where we're coming from.
Oh, I think there's okay. Well, I guess I'll chainsaw. Ugh. I usually save my chainsaw ammo in the first level just to make it a little easier. You'll see some big guys coming up. You'll notice I have 3 kind of, on the bottom right, I have 3 kind of ammo counters for the chainsaw. The first ammo counter always recharges, and you can chainsaw the smaller demons for 1 pip of chainsaw ammo. But with 3 pips, you can chainsaw the more powerful guys.
Was that his soul?
I don't think it was his soul. I think it was something like preventing his soul from reincarnating. They're intentionally vague about some of the story stuff because they definitely like to see what kind of players make for headcanon. Here we go. Earth is not looking too good.
Not that we're gonna spend any time looking at it, but that.
We could spend a little bit of time looking at it.
The Slayer didn't want to. He just.
Oh yeah, no.
He just vaulted right over that. Is that the right parkour word? Vaulted.
Yeah, he's got a job to do.
Yep. It was some ripping and tearing. I'm gonna keep making that joke because that's like the only thing I know about this game.
Okay. That's really the only one. There's another one that we'll get later in the game, but yeah, it's mostly just that one. Oh, it wanted me to do the mod swap. So you can switch relatively quickly between the mods for the different weapons. I know what an objective mod is. You can switch relatively quickly between any of the weapons, and it's kind of a key part of the game that will get as I get more weapons. You'll see that switching back and forth is it's not mandatory, but it definitely makes the game easier if you can do that well. Here we go. I knew there was a secret up here. And yeah, this is the little Doom guy.
Oh my gosh, that's adorable.
He likes his little toys. You see, later we'll see you kind of have a collection of toys on your ship. I thought I killed these guys, but whatever. Boop. Okay, got it. And carrying on. Got our although monkey bars, a lot of this game is about fast traversal, things like monkey bars making that happen. So here we have our Arachnotron, our first heavy demon, and as it's saying, they have a weak point on their turret, where you can blow the turret off and it changes how they behave. So you can kind of make the fight go the way you want it to based on these different weak points that enemies have. I'm not going to use the weak point for this first one because I saved my chainsaw ammo for him. And where are you? Come to daddy, yeah. And chainsaw. If you ever decide to play this game on Ultra Nightmare, which is the difficulty where you're not allowed to die, saving chainsaw charges like that is pretty crucial for the first few levels.
Can we talk a little bit about how you've done that Ultra Nightmare run and how you have kind of the positioning and the spawn points and things like that?
Sure, yeah. So Ultra Nightmare, like I said, is basically nightmare mode, but you can't die. If you die, your game's done. You have to start back over from level 1. New gun, heavy rifle, and it's because of that. Especially for these first 3 levels. The first 3 levels, you don't really have your full toolkit. You know, it's you're still waiting to get all the pieces for your Swiss Army knife for all these different situations. So in the first few levels especially, I just kind of know where everything spawns and when it spawns. I usually have a pretty good handle on, not the exact number, but a general number of how many enemies are in each room. So like I know there's an Arachnotron here again, and I've planned my chainsaw pickups again so that I can chainsaw him. Little things like that really can make the difference if you want to try and do a run like that.
Is chainsawing usually an instant kill?
Yes, chainsaw's always an instant kill. If you don't have enough ammo to chainsaw a demon, it just doesn't let you do it. Yeah, it's basically a glory kill.
Okay.
Here we have another secret hiding here that we'll look for after I finish killing these guys. God, I love the music. Mick Gordon did such a fantastic job with both this game and 2016 soundtrack as well. Okay, so that's all of them. We actually have 2 secrets here if I remember right. There's one back here, which is just an extra life. Oh, and we have a codex entry. The codex is kind of, not only does it give you the story of the game, if that's something you're interested in, but it also can tell you just how to beat enemies. You'll see if I go to my codex right now, I have the demons tab, and if I go to an Arachnotron, it'll just say, hey, there's the weak point, destroy that, and it's gone. Hugo Martin, the director for this game, has said a lot of times that they're not here to trick you. They tell you exactly how to kill all of these guys, and what the difficulty comes from is the execution, right? They didn't want you to feel like, oh, I didn't know what to do there, so that's why I died. They wanted you to feel like, I knew what to do there, I just my execution wasn't great. I need to improve on that.
I really liked the way that they phrased it. We watched that video together. I loved the way that they phrased it as good frustration versus bad frustration, because I think that makes a lot of sense. When you know what you did wrong, you're motivated to improve it. But if you don't know what you did wrong, or you felt like it was out of your control, then that's the bad frustration, where you just want to put the game down and not come back.
Yeah. Yep. Very true. Very true. Okay, and our new traversal technique as well, wall climb. Just so people know what I'm doing here, you can jump straight up with the wall climb. So if it seems like I hit a wall and then just instantly teleport up, as I don't do it very well, that's kind of what's happening there. There we go. And we have our key card to get into the subway. So we talked a little bit earlier about the full auto mod. This is one of the few places where I heavily endorse the full auto mod. You'll see here in a second, there's an Arachnotron in this subway, and I don't have chainsaw ammo to kill him like I did the others. Some people like to specifically save their chainsaw ammo for this Arachnotron, just for that reason. But I have kind of gotten this little fight down to a science. It's pretty, if you do it consistently, it's a pretty reliable way to kill the Arachnotron, and we'll see that in a second. And dodge the things. Excuse you. They didn't have to make her that thick. She didn't need to be that thick, Id. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop around, hit his turret, so disable that, and then he comes around the corner, full auto shotgun. It uses almost all of my ammo, which I don't care for. But yeah, that's a pretty easy way to reliably kill that Arachnotron. And, oh, excuse you. I was watching for the timing. Oh, okay. And we're dodging. And now we get our upgrade for the heavy rifle. I prefer Precision Bolt. Precision Bolt is capable of taking out weak points, kind of like the sticky grenades are. Some people like micro missiles a lot. I'm kind of lukewarm on them myself. I'm going to try and use weapons that I don't normally use, just so that you guys can see how they work in the game and how they what kind of positions they can fill. A lot of people have their own play style for this game. There's not a set thing that everyone has to do in order to do well,
Which is really interesting because we're going to talk about how each weapon has a place and it all fits into this Doom puzzle that the developers have created, and the fact that there is a prescribed way to play this game, but people have still found their own play style within that weapon switching kind of prescription, whatever you want to call it. I think that's really interesting.
Yeah. There's the intention that the developer had, I think, is, obviously very fast combat, just completely gameplay focused. Even, stuff that's like, oh, well, that doesn't really make sense from a reality standpoint, but it feels cool, so they left it in. Where is this Arachnotron? There we go. Oh, hello. But there is also, so there's, the weak points are definitely one that they really, really want you to do. And you can tell they really want you to do it because they give you a bunch of options for how to do it. I've already got 2 reliable ways to destroy weak points. You get a 3rd one later on in the game. So the specifics of how you go about the objectives that they want you to hit are up to you, but the actual objectives themselves, you'll see a lot of people do in a similar fashion. Are you going to jump up here? There you go. Thank you. Oh, that was rude. Okay.
I've been watching this game in like 16-bit this whole time. It finally just got back to to a reasonable resolution.
Yeah, our recording technology is not we're in the past, I think, but that's okay. We'll probably upgrade our setup as time goes on.
Oh yeah, I think this is a good time, a good little break to talk about what we're doing this for fun. This is not something that we're coming in trying to be like a Markiplier or something. We're just really interested in, for our own experience, sharing these interests together. Why'd they give her that dump truck though?
They did do that. That was a decision. Yeah, this is something that just the recording for us is fun, and if other people like it, then awesome, even better.
we are super interested in kind of the community engagement piece of it too. So if this is something that you're enjoying, definitely tell us, and we will absolutely keep doing this because it's super fun to just record these episodes.
Yeah, we just have we've recorded a few practice episodes, and we just have a great time doing it. And we have our new enemies here. The tentacles can sometimes spawn out of these holes, but as you can see, one did not spawn out of this one. But there is one here. Little pro tip for you: aim at the base of the tentacle whenever you're trying to kill it. Aiming at the top is just too much movement. You're not never. Oh. A little bug there.
A little glitch.
Cheat codes. I'm not going to use any cheat codes in this playthrough, but if there's something, again, it's a very gamey game. If you want to just give yourself crazy armor or infinite ammo or whatever, the developers are like, sure, go for it.
If there's interest, we could totally do like different types of playthroughs. Like we could have one where you just pick the opposite upgrade that you usually pick, and just kind of showcase what the different options for your weapons can do. Or we could do the DLC. We could do the master levels. There's a bunch of stuff that we would love to do for you all if there's interest in it.
Yep. Real quick, little break. This next room is very difficult for me, so I will probably be a little bit less talkative. We'll see how it goes.
And I am no longer in 16-bit, so I can actually attempt to talk about what's going on. Oh, that was the guy spawning. I was about to ask what that giant red thing was.
Yep, they're not trying to trick you. They tell you exactly where they're spawning. There's a noise, there's the big flame. Oh, right. Oh, I did a goof. I've done goofed.
Oh, okay, so we're gonna get to see improv. I'll talk a little bit about Steven's credentials in playing this game. He has over 300 hours in the game, which may not be a lot for a streamer, but for the average person is a ton, because I certainly don't have 300 hours in Doom. And he has completed an Ultra Nightmare run, which you can see by his gold skin, his very, very fancy gold skin. He was extremely excited when he finally did get that. And has done the DLC, has worked on the master levels, and he actually is doing his initial playthrough of the brand new master level that just came out. So maybe that's something that we could like stream for you guys sometime, as he's developing his strategy for that.
Yeah, Super Gore Nest is the one that just came out. Yeah, it's a difficult one, and it's got a fun little mode that is instead of starting with all your weapons and upgrades like you do in most master levels, it starts you out with just the normal combat shotgun that I have right now. Very difficult, but it's pretty fun. There's something buggy about these particular climb ups. I messed up that jump, but it's happened a few times in this where, yeah, see, for whatever reason it doesn't let me up there sometimes. That's one reason I don't like this room. I think it's a little buggy like that. That wall right there is another wall that you can't reliably climb up. Anyway, snipe a few guys real quick before jumping in there. Precision bolt is definitely your friend in this level. You get used to just kind of popping these guys. You don't even have to hit them in the head to kill them. You just need to hit them anywhere on their body.
That is really satisfying, that chainsaw noise.
Yes, yeah. So much of the effects for the weapons. Jen and I have talked about the rocket launcher effect before. It's just got this like chunk, bassy sound effect. It's awesome.
We've watched a couple of videos on like the soundtrack for Doom 2016, and then Doom Eternal, and kind of the evolution between the two. And one of the things that I'm interested in is, I think we actually mentioned this, that for Doom Eternal, they didn't try to make it as cinematic as they did for 2016. It's a gamey game, so sometimes you hear little pings and and things that aren't necessarily a realistic sound, but it's really satisfying sound.
Yeah, and it's also, it's the sounds serve a purpose in many cases. So those little pings that you're hearing sometimes, that's when I get a weak point on the Arachnotron. So that ping serves to tell you, you know, if you throw a sticky grenade on an Arachnotron and then you have to turn around, but you still hear that ping behind you, that you know that grenade landed where it wanted to land, or where you wanted it to land.
Which is such a cool, like in terms of like playing as the Slayer, such a cool guys don't look at explosions kind of moment where you can turn around and still have that feedback that you hit it.
Mm-hmm. Very much, very much. So I think I might have missed a couple secrets. Yeah, that's introducing that, again, an improvement on this game over 2016, is that you get to the end of the level, and if you missed some secrets, you just can kind of go back and find them. You don't have to worry about like, oh, did I get locked out of that area? Oh no. You can just teleport wherever you want to go, wherever your heart desires. I think the only thing I missed is the auto map, which is back here where I picked up the heavy rifle. Thought it was back here. Oh, there it is. I'm not used to getting the auto map because I just know the levels, so I skip them out of habit. Oh, that's the secret that I missed. Just another extra life. If you're interested in doing a nightmare run and you're looking for ways to kind of work yourself up to it, one thing that I did that I thought worked really well for me was I played it on extra life mode, and once I was able to get through without using all the extra lives, then it became, okay, well, now I'm going to try and just get 5 extra lives and see if I can do it only dying 5 times. And then, you know, you can just kind of work your way up from that. I don't know why I picked up ammo. There's no more guys here. But here we are.
So the difference between Ultra Nightmare and Nightmare is just that Ultra Nightmare doesn't have those extra lives, right?
Yes, Ultra Nightmare does not have extra lives, and like I said, if you die in normal Nightmare and you don't have extra lives, it's just kind of a... Yeah. It's just kind of a, oh, you died, load your most recent checkpoint, and, you know, a very kind of standard way to deal with that. Where is this other secret?
On one of the different floors, or whatever the groups, whatever they're calling it.
Yeah, I'm trying to... I don't actually know.
It's all right. We don't need to do absolute completion.
Okay. All right. Well, and we'll teleport back to the Citadel then, and get our little end of level cutscene where we see our big bad. Up. Ooh, a little texture loading.
I thought that was on my end.
Nope, that was me. So the overall arc of this story does kind of follow a sci-fi kind of trope. Well, it's a sci-fi fantasy kind of trope of like, oh, what if the angels were actually the bad guys? Which, it's fine. You know, tropes are tropes for a reason. They're popular, and the execution is fine. And most people were here for the gameplay anyway.
This stops nothing. The sacrament of this world to the great.
They spent a lot of time with just like the Slayer's walk and trying to kind of have that just gait of a predator.
I was just thinking that the way he like stalks around, it really gives that feel of like, I do not give a shit. I will kill you.
Yeah. It's like you are a non-issue to me. If I wanted to rip your head off just like I ripped that guy's head off, it would be whatever to me.
You cannot interfere.
But I can.
And I will.
Humanity's chance to repent.
That really like. So I'm coming into this with some knowledge because this is a game that Steven absolutely loves, and he loves content for this game. But I also am experiencing the game all the way through for the first time, so I'm having fun seeing those rip and tear moments that I've heard about.
So, and then here we are at the end of the level.
Do you want to talk about like what the kind of direction for the channel is, what people can expect going forward?
Sure, yeah. So as I'm pretty sure we mentioned earlier that we're going to try and at least play through the full campaign on Nightmare. And then if there's interest, we can do master levels, DLCs. We're also planning on branching out into other games. We discussed Hollow Knight, Dishonored, Breath of the Wild. And yeah, it's just gonna be playthroughs where we talk about things that we like about the game and go from there.
Yeah, a little bit about the content that you've watched with the developers and with Hugo Martin, the different types of things that you've learned from those.
Yeah. I have a very strong hobby interest in game design, so it's something I just love to talk about.
All right, so we are super excited, and we hope that you are too. If this is something that you're interested in, definitely let us know, and we will absolutely keep making it because it's just so much fun for us. And like I mentioned earlier, we're really interested in the community engagement, so we would love to talk to you all. And maybe if there is interest, we could do some streaming. That's something that I'm super interested in. But for now, we will be done, and we'll come back next episode with Chapter 2.
Yep.
Level 2? Chapter 2. Whatever.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
All right. Thanks,
goodbye.
everyone. Goodbye.